Also, every year, we induct someone on the merits of their shooting abilities. This year's inductee is Susan Gunby. This is for all your accomplishments during your career shooting. Introduce Ms. Gunby, Jim Davis.
Thank you very much. I'd like to tell you all what a pleasure it is to be here today. I've known Susan Gunby for over 40 years. She introduced me to the game of Skeet. She's here with her husband, Tom, another close personal friend. I met Susan Gunby at Gate City Gun Club in the early 70s. It was 71, 72. I walked out on the skeet field with a friend of mine who worked with Otis Elevator, and he had a Remington 1100 field gun, and I had a humpback Browning. About $500,000 later, I shoot a Crown Grade Krieghoff, and I still can't hit the damn target. But at any rate, thanks to Susan and Tom, I've had a wonderful, wonderful time in the game of Skeet. Susan's accomplishments are many. Susan, born in Alma, Georgia, just down the road. Susan's upbringing was one of being honest and working hard for everything you got. Nobody gave her anything. And you can see it in her professional career, and you can see it in her accomplishments in Skeet. Susan got a PhD in nursing, Georgia, Georgia Baptist College of Nursing of MRSA. I think back then it was Georgia Baptist College of Nursing. She holds her PhD, and she was president and dean, and now an active professor. Susan's accomplishments are many because of the hard work that she did. When we were out shooting Skeet, Tom would be standing over her, looking over her shoulder, say, "Woofy, you did this. Woofy, you did that." And Lord, she paid attention. We'd come back out. Tom would take it. By the way, everything you hear of her accomplishments tonight were done with a Remington 1100 4-gun set. And Bucky and a lot of other people here know what that's like. So when you hear the averages and you hear the awards that she's won, be aware this wasn't a tube gun. It wasn't some fancy. Well, even the shells weren't as good. But at any rate, Susan would come off the field. Something would break on the 1100s. Tom would get in the back of his pickup truck, get out his screwdriver. He had more parts than Remington had. Start working on it, and she'd be ready for the next shoot. That relationship, I think you've been married, what, 40-something years now, Susan? 40-something years, and like all families, they've been through some trials and tribulations. Susan started shooting at Tom's request. Tom always believed she should have the best of everything, so she was using a pump 12 gauge. And Tom, because he couldn't afford targets, threw them by hand. And he figured since she couldn't miss those, he'd bring her out there and put her in something nice, meaning the 1100s, and she started shooting. In the 40 years that I've known them, I've shot tournament Skeet, I've shot no sporting clays. We have shot high-power pistols. We shot police combat. Susan also held the world record. She knocked down 21 rams, 200-meter silhouette with a 44 Magnum Smith & Wesson. And I was there to witness it. And there wasn't a man on the field that could even come close to that. Up to that time, the record was 11. So Susan's abilities with a firearm, any firearm, which she still shoots today. And by the way, another benefit of knowing Susan Gunby is everything she shoots fits me. Now, it has nothing to do with girth, it has to do with height. And I guess I've got the same kind of hands. Tom, on the other hand, at 6'5", doesn't have any shot at it at all. At any rate, going back through this thing, I'd like to say that knowing Tom and Susan had asked me that the one thing she wanted me to point out, and I started to put it on a note card, and I said, to heck with it. She said, Susan acknowledges that the honor of being inducted to the Georgia Skeet Shooting Hall of Fame would not have been possible without the support and encouragement of her husband, Tom. I want to say something real brief about that. What Tom is, Susan is, and what Susan is, Tom is. For those of you who have known them in the past, and you'd have to be up about my age, I got to tell you, there's not a couple with a stronger relationship that I've ever met in my life. They are one, and it actually tears me up. They're special, special people. I think with that, I better just talk about what Susan accomplished. And I told Tom, she has to have 3 note cards to say what she's done. Tom and I could split half of one. At any rate, in 1975, she shot from the 70s through the 80s. In 1975, for the NSSA lady category, high average leader 12 gauge, .990. High average leader 28 gauge, .985, and a new world record. Fourth in 20 gauge, third in 410, 20 gauge 980, 410 934. Second overall with a 9720 average. She ranked 60th in the world, all shooters combined. For the GSSA, she was captain of the GSSA lady team, a member of the GSSA all-state team. At the GSA championships in 1975, lady high overall champion, lady champion all gauges, member 5-man team overall champion, and Tom and Susan together were high overall husband and wife. We're not done. Recognized by Sports Afield, 1975 All-American Women's First Team, 1979 All-American Ladies Honorable Mention, Captain GSSA Lady Team, and in 1980 All-American Ladies Honorable Mention. Susan's career has been incredible. Susan's worked hard at that. She worked hard in her professional life, and she's worked hard in her relationship with her husband, and she's gotten the benefit of it all. With great pleasure and a lot of emotion, Susan Gundy.
A wonderful honor, and I thank Jim and Sherry for being here and representing all the years of friendship that we've had and all the years of shooting. And shooting has been one of the very best things I've ever done in my life, and skeet shooting has got to be the best sport that there is in the world. And I commend all of you who are participating in this sport because it's wonderful. I thank those of you who nominated me and selected me for this honor. And I am tremendously honored to be a part, now number 34, I counted, of the list of people who've been honored. And they are people who meant a lot to me in my early years of my career. And I thank all of them for preceding me. But I also have to reiterate what Jim just said, because it would not be possible for me to be standing here were it not for Tom. And Tom was the encourager, the supporter, the best cheerleader in the whole world, and we did a lot together with skeet shooting and all the other shooting sports that we've had. And Tom has truly been the wind beneath my wings, so I acknowledge him. Thank all of you.